Well, the thing about Brian is that he didn't have one steady writing partner, per se. People would cross his path, and they would present an idea to him, and he would develop it and share writer's credit with them. I believe Gary had a few co-written songs with Brian, as did Roger, and of course, Mike Love, you could say, was his only steady writing partner. Yeah, definitely. That's really a normal procedure. A lot of people, every writer will do that. He'll develop a song, he'll record it once or twice, go home and listen to it, study it, pick it apart. Brian didn't have a chance to do a lot of that with a lot of his songs, but because we were in a hurry to release them for Capitol Records, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to rework the stuff. So Surfer Girl didn't come out until the third album. Yeah, Brian loved to produce. This recording studio was Brian Wilson's canvas, and he would splash sound, colors. And when the Beach Boys were on the road, Brian was home, and he was surrounded by all these brilliant musicians and writers and artists, so of course he was going to be in the studio with other people. There was a little bit of a controversy about him giving the song Surf City to Jan and Dean instead of the Beach Boys. There was a little feud about that between him and his dad and I guess Mike, but that's just Brian. He was expressing himself. There was no holding him back. As a matter of fact, I played on that song. I was in town. I stopped touring with the Beach Boys too there after a while, and then Brian and I were in LA alone when the Beach Boys were on the road there for a while, and so he would use me frequently on some of his outside projects. We all really admired back then producers and records that would come out, would catch our ear. Phil Spector really impressed all of us. He was very innovative with his productions. He invented the wall of sound. But there were others too that influenced us. Instrumental groups as well, which we incorporated into Brian's songs. And Brian used some of Phil Spector's techniques back then with the double-based floor tom snare thing on the downbeat, and then massive amounts of echo, and doubling and tripling the vocals, the background vocals and the lead vocals. So yeah, but people borrow from each other. Techniques are borrowed all the time. Doctors do it. Lawyers, musicians, everybody borrows. Some people will lay the pathwork down, and then other people will follow that. And what makes it okay is that it becomes your own interpretation. What Brian was doing was his own interpretation of that. It wasn't, I don't think, it wasn't out and out plagiarism or anything like that. It's just that we're all influenced by each other.